Hi, my name is Cindy Rang and I'm the owner of the Fabric Patch in Ephrata, Washington. Our website is www.fabricpatch.net. And I have a video about bias stems, but I also want to give you the option of straight stems because you might want to do it just a little bit different. So if we look at this, this again is the panel from, it's called Quilter's Linen. Is that right? Quilter's Canvas. It's called Quilter's Canvas. It's by Andover, and the applique design is from Laundry Basket Quilts. It's printed onto this canvas. This is not a wash out or iron out pattern, and you can just follow the pattern to do the applique on top of it. So there's these beautiful bias stems, and then there's also some straight stems on there. And if you haven't looked at the other video, I'll just mention to you, we do have a kit that has one of these linen panels and all of the fabrics to do all of the leaves, all of the flowers, even the binding, and some notions, all in a project pouch. There's freezer paper, directions, some template plastic, and it's just $39.99 on our website. So there's bias stems, and then another option is something different if you want to do the straight stems. So now one thing is if you're doing the, and I'll bring this over to you, if you're doing your bias stems with your little bias stem maker, you can go ahead and just feed through your fusible, that's what it's called, fusible web, which will make this fusible. And so then once you've peeled that off, what'll happen is now it's kind of sticky. So the thing that I like to mention is that this is no longer bias stem, right? Because now that you've put this stiff fusible web on it, it's not going to curve because you've got that little straight stuff on there. So the fusible, once you've put that on there, that's what's going to work perfect for all of these straight stems, for here, here, and even these little ones up here. Your other option, if you're doing a project like Gossip in the Garden, which has been kind of popular, is you can do a method where you're sewing half of it by machine. So the way that it works is whatever size your stem is, so this one happens to be 1/8 inch, which is crazy, your size of your fabric has to be 5 times bigger. So it has to be 5/8 of an inch. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay this down, and then you're going to go ahead and sew your seam allowance. Now your seam allowance has to only be 1/8 inch because you can see, well, you can't really see because my mark is gone, but this fabric is right on the edge of the outside line. We've sewn our 1/8 inch seam allowance, and then we're going to fold it in half, fold it over on top of itself, and then you can go ahead and press this really well. And then what can happen is you can either go ahead and hand sew that other side, or you can go ahead and machine sew it, either way. And what I've done with all of these is I've done my machine sewing on one side of it. I'm going to press it over, and then I am going to go ahead and hand sew the other side, but really what's happened is it's decreased my handwork by half. Once I get my stems down, then I'm able to go ahead and put my basket, my flowers, and put everything else on. So that's a nice option for doing straight stems. This bias piece, however, is going to have to be done this way, where I'm going to go ahead and make a nice little curve. So I hope you've liked this option for straight stems when it's time to do bias stems, and I hope that you have fun either working on your Gossip in the Garden project or start something new.